People ask me, do I see things flash before my eyes during a crash? I tell them, it's pretty much blurred streaks of metal, asphalt, grass, rubber, smoke. Oh, and those guys in fireproof suits. NASCAR 2007, rated E for everyone, EA Sports. It's in the game.
So that was a fucking lie.
On September 29th, 2006, EA Sports would release NASCAR 07 for the PS2, original Xbox, and the PlayStation Portable. It would be the only NASCAR game released for the PlayStation Portable. This would be the last exclusive NASCAR game released on the 6th generation of consoles, as NASCAR 08 would be released for the 7th and 6th generation of consoles. The cover athlete for this game would be the most weirdest cover athlete in NASCAR gaming history, as Elliott Sadler would be the cover guy. But before the game could even hit store shelves, Elliott Sadler would leave Robert Yates Racing for Evernham Motorsports.
Bruh.
But anyways, back to the game. What makes this game different from NASCAR 06? Is it any better? Well, let's take a look at it. This is the retrospective of, in my opinion, the last great NASCAR video game. This is the story of NASCAR 07. First, let's talk about the game modes. Race Now. You pick between 4 series: the Nextel Cup Series, the Busch Series, the Craftsman Truck Series, and the Whelen Modified Series. Pick your difficulty, race length, pick your driver and track, and off you go. Fight to the Top is this game's career mode. You make your way through the NASCAR world by driving your way up through the Whelen Modified Series all the way to the Nextel Cup Series,
or you can use the All-State Qualifiers to get a boost up to different series.
Wow! You'll see drivers come and go in the NASCAR world every season. It's definitely a blast to play. Season mode is your classic mode. Choose any series, pick your driver, your season length, or even make your own custom season with any tracks. Dodge Challenges is just like the Lightning Challenges from the NASCAR Thunder series. A bunch of what-ifs that you can play, such as wreck avoidances, finishing the race, and etc. The reward for completing these challenges is earning skill points. More on that later. Chase for the Cup is a mode where you play the last remaining 10 races of the season from New Hampshire to Homestead, Miami in the Chase format standings. Choose your driver, pick the drivers in the standings, or auto-pick them, and off you go. This is where you can see the skill task, seeing what you have to do in the game to earn these skill points. This is where you can spend all your hard-earned skill points on chase plays such as pole positions in Race Now, fantasy tracks, paint schemes, fantasy drivers, sponsors for custom cars. Hell, even the late great Dale Earnhardt is unlockable. Fun fact, this would be Dale Earnhardt's final playable appearance in a NASCAR video game. This is where you can create a custom car for any of the 4 series. Choose the livery, colors, and sponsors. It's pretty basic, but hey, at least it's here. Skill points while driving. This was a brand new feature where you could earn or lose skill points during a race. You could earn skill points by bump drafting, sharing the draft, leading a lap, lapping a car, moving your way into the top 10 and top 5, performing clean passes, intimidating a driver, and etc. You could also lose skill points by damaging your car, hitting a car, scraping the wall, driving the wrong way, and getting lapped by other cars. Just like in NASCAR 06, this feature was brought back. With the right analog stick, you can communicate with your teammate, if you have any. You select one of the 4 commands that are set up. You can also change these commands anytime outside of races. These commands are follow me, hold position, drop back, block for me, move over, work with me, pit now, and of course, swap car. One of the best features in NASCAR gaming history. In an instant, you can swap cars with a teammate, meaning you can drive your teammate's car. While an AI takes over your car, you can swap back and forth at any time except for pit stops and on the final lap. Also, if you have a compatible USB headset, you can actually use voice commands. You can even say sorry to a driver you just hit. You can also ask what's your lap time, and your crew chief will tell you. And also ask him what's your best lap time. You can even ask him when you should pit. A pretty cool feature that we haven't had since, and it's kinda sad. Well, it plays like NASCAR 06, basically a fun arcade type racer, nothing really much to say to be honest. However, there is one problem with the gameplay. It's whenever you go to the bottom of an apron at a high bank track like Dover or Charlotte. Once you hit the bottom of that apron, your car goes into spinning top mode, messing up all your momentum and will send a caution out. Speaking of cautions, this game has a awful caution replay. Most of the time the camera is too far away, making it impossible to see what happened. Luckily, later in NASCAR games, this would be fixed. The cars sound pretty good, especially the modifieds. Just hearing those modified engines make me tingle.
What?
What? Oh. Anyways, the crew chief sounds great. He isn't annoying. He tells you what you need to know. He even has a few funny lines. But by far, the biggest piece of audio has to go to this game's soundtrack. Right when you first start the game, you hear Breaking Benjamin's Diary of Jane. Other songs included are I'm Doing Alright by Van Zant, Electric Rodeo by Shooter Jennings, and Ain't Gonna Stop by James Otto, and more. This game is always a blast to come back to when you want to play a great NASCAR game, or you just want to play it for nostalgic reasons, to go back to 2006 and relive that NASCAR season. After this game, NASCAR 08 was released, and the game was awful. We would have some good titles like NASCAR The Game Inside Line, but then Motorsports Game took over the series after Eutechnic's contract ended. And the games have gotten progressively worse and worse, especially with the newest title, NASCAR 21 Ignition.
Bruh.
This game would become the last great NASCAR game because we haven't seen a game get past this height in almost 17 years since this game came out back in 2006. Thank you guys for watching. This video took a lot of time and effort. I hope y'all like it. Let me know what game y'all want me to cover next. This is Sean Customs, and I'm out. See y'all later.